Can't I pull a Kraken out?
No, you can't pull a Kraken out.
No, because I want to wear the hat. I feel festive.
You can wear the hat when we do the top three.
Oh, God, right. Okay, I'm going to do the intro then. Hello, everybody. Happy Christmas.
No, we're not doing the intro the way that
Hello,
you want
Dan.
to do the intro.
Oh,
we're not doing
no.
it. We're not doing it.
It's hijacked.
Today,
Oh, no.
I am joined.
It's like being with my wife.
I'm joined with interim ECD at Neverland.
Oh.
All-round good guy. Festive, jolly giant, Hugh Todd.
Oh, God, I'm so blessed.
And before we start, I want to say this year, Hugh, has been fantastic for our podcast, for spending more time with you than I have before. And it's been a real privilege. So for this Christmas special, this festive special, I wanted to give you some festive love.
Oh, mate. I'm sort of slightly lost for words.
I'm going to make him cry.
I actually was reaching out to try and touch you because we're in a big room. I can't reach your hand. But
We can
reach out.
virtual high five.
You know the feeling of just...
He's crying.
It's the same.
It's the same.
It's all the bloody
reciprocal.
work. I mean, just for an update, I have been working like Dan, like in a proper job. And thank you, Neverland, for having me. I've absolutely loved it. It's great. And Andy and Rich are coming in January to take over the hot seat, which I've been heating. So yeah, very much enjoying that. So anyway, here we are. Can I go back to my notes?
Yeah, you can.
We're going to have to be quite speedy. Dan, happy Christmas. How are you? Are you set for the Christmas holidays? In a word.
I'm quite blessed to have such a well-organised partner in crime in terms of family. So my wife has done pretty much all of the Christmas shopping, got everything ready. She's decorated the house incredibly.
Wow. Do you think Kelly's going to be number one on the pod?
She doesn't listen to this.
Why do they ask?
As we're going through the list of thank yous, I'm feeling festive. So we've got a couple of work things on to come, but then trying to wind down for some much needed family time.
Yeah.
Without school runs and football and all that stuff. How about you?
Yes, completely opposite. Actually, no, Rach is great. She definitely won't be listening either. In fact, I'm still never going to get over saying, why are you breathing so weirdly, which I feel like I've got over. But she never listened again after the first one.
After your breathing thing?
She's, fine. Martha's at university, so she'll be back late. So we're going to do the tree with her, but we've done other bits and bobs. Everyone's really busy. Like Dorothy's busy at college. I'm busy at my job. Rach is busy at hers. So... yeah, the kids are older, so it is very, very different. I mean, I've just been emailed my list of requests from Dorothy, and they're just a lot of links to websites of stuff I need to buy.
So this time last year, we were.
Yeah.
Were we in London Bridge? We were here, weren't we?
No, I think we're in London Bridge.
No, we weren't.
Because I've got photos of 2022. We're in that funny little room.
Oh, really?
The funny big room with John. Do you remember John?
Well, this is the perfect time to say thank you to our friends at Soho Radio for hosting us here.
Yeah, thank you, Soho Radio.
Much better.
Adrian, Rachel, thank you so much.
While we're on that list of thank yous, before we get into the meat of what we're doing today, got to say a massive thank you to Talon, and a couple of people in particular, actually, because they've been big champions of ours inside the Talon business. Sarah Parks, who's the Chief Sales and Marketing Officer, big believer in the podcast, and has pushed us forward a lot and keeps talking about us when she's out fighting the good fight. And Laurie McAllister as well, who her and her team get behind the podcast to make sure it's shared far and wide so that it's landed in your news feeds, not just by us posting shit on social. They do lots of great work behind the scenes for us, which is great. And to all of my friends and colleagues at Grand Visual for putting up with me as I nip out for a few hours to talk to Hugh and have a bit of fun while we're working. So yeah,
I'll say hello to Sarah as well. And I think there's still a couple of glasses of tequila sitting on the Croisette, which I didn't drink. So maybe next year we'll have those. Well, just to add to the list of thanks, obviously the guests, everyone comes on this show, makes their own time like we do. All the guests take time away from their brilliant, very important jobs. So that's very, very important for us to keep going. So thanks. Thanks to the listeners. We wouldn't be here if we weren't for the listeners. I hear they're reaching far and wide, Dan.
They are reaching far and wide. We've got I don't generally look at them, but there are people who look at the stats and where people are listening from. So hello to our listeners in far-flung places. Obviously, you and I are based in the UK, so we have a fairly large UK following, but we've got friends and listeners in the US, in Australia, in the Far East, in Asia, and in Dubai as well. So thank you to all of the people who have shared their stories with us, shared their work with us, and their views on what we're doing on our little old podcast here. It is really a bit of oxygen for us both. So,
yeah, it's really good. The messages are really helpful. With the requests. Just very, very, very faint praise. We don't want too much praise. Just faint if you want to.
No, we get constructive feedback as well.
Yeah, there was one complaint this year though, Dan.
There was a complaint.
Yeah,
I remember him.
Yeah, I'm going to read out Mr. John Jones of Portsmouth for your overly loud mastication of cake.
He said mastication, right?
The mastication.
Okay,
so apologies, JJ. I mean, Mr. Jones. So I'm going to eat my mince pie. I don't know if you noticed, I've been trying to eat this mince pie off mic.
I thought you did it silently, but then I heard some. I thought I heard some mastication, but it may have been something else.
So moving on from mastication. So this year, we're obviously looking back over 2023. What a year. I mean, it's everything outdoors. Obviously, if you're new to the show, it's everything outdoors. It's not just posters and billboards. It's, it's those, but it's projections, adshels, stunts, special builds, enormous shopping bags, massive microwaves. It's all going to be in here today.
And I think that's the big thing that I've noticed we always get asked this in working in the industry that we're working, what are the trends for out of home? And I think there's been a couple this year that we can call out. Certainly the stunts and the non-traditional billboards have been fantastic. So we've seen some incredible work out there, people thinking differently about the canvas for out-of-home advertising. And I think it's only right that we champion some of that stuff today as we look back on the year. So, it's incredible. It's a good trend for our creative industry thinking not just about the confines of a 6-sheet or 48-sheet or a roadside billboard or a bulletin if you're in the US, thinking outside of that and what is possible.
What's a bulletin?
A bulletin is a bit like a roadside 48.
Okay, cool.
The bulletin boards, they're called.
I think you're right. I mean, I think weirdly, though, having said that, there's a few in here which are just classic headline work.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the great stuff that is sitting inside the frame is great, and it elevates to the top, and we're going to go through some of that stuff. But talking about some of the other stuff, the ways that brands are really looking at kind of the experience-driven economy as part of their advertising is great. Yeah.
Let's tell the listeners how we're doing it slightly differently this year.
So normally we do a kind of top 10, and we sit for hours and hours and hours beforehand, Hugh and I. Well, actually, Hugh just tells me what his top 10 is, and I just agree with him.
Totally untrue.
And we sit and chat about our top 10 for the year, and we kind of go down them in a kind of smashy and nicey
Who's who?
Countdown.
I think I'm both, aren't I? You're just a young bloke.
But this year we're going to do it slightly differently. We both brought some work to the table, and I think we can chat about it online. We won't have all of the credits, but you will see all of the work on the feed. So it's what we always like to credit the work and the people who do this fine work. So if we haven't got your credits yet, we will try and get them and put them up on the feed afterwards. But really, I want to talk about the great work, because I think I don't think it's really fair to only do a top 10. I think there's much more work out there, and it's varied. As I said, it's not just billboards. It's the stunts, and it's the digital stuff, and it's the experiences that we're seeing in our space that we need to champion.
Yeah,
as well.
No, I think you're right. I think we can go a bit parochial because this is where we are and who we are.
Oh, I like that word. Oh, it's a good word. Mastication and parochial. This is like
swallowed a dictionary
wow.
this morning. But I think
there'll be loads of creatives sitting there going through the Oxford Dictionary. Want to go, what the fuck?
Pause it.
What are they talking about?
They're talking shit. But I think it's kind of like, sometimes it's harder to find it because it's not on your doorstep. And I think you're in a slightly more privileged position in that you work in a global agency, which you would definitely been seeing more stuff than me, and you can probably spot the good stuff quicker as well. So whereas I suppose I'm constantly in and around UK stuff. I mean, particularly last couple of months where it's just been literally full on with Neverland.
Yeah, I think it's I think for a business like ours, we're delivering to 70 plus global out of home markets, which is phenomenal. It's great. And like certainly some of the film client stuff that we do, we've just done this big Wonka campaign. It's been great.
Love that. Quite a good film, I've heard.
Yeah, I've heard it's good.
Same writer as Paddington 2, for those of you who know me. That is one of my favourite hangover films. Some of my friends have left me.
It means that, when we are, certainly for me and my team, when we're looking at our LinkedIn news feeds, we're seeing the stuff being posted and then other things, feeding in because of the algorithm. So it is really nice to see the global out-of-home work being as high standard as the UK stuff.
Yeah, I think it's only going to get more so with, like you say, the tech. It's that thing with the tech. We had this debate with someone recently about tech is only good for us when we see it used in a brilliant way.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that a brilliant expression you have?
Technology for creative sake.
Yeah. Yeah, a big guy with a big quote. I love that. Right, we better start talking about
So
work.
I'm going to let you go first because you're going to bring something to the table.
I'm going to bring 3.
You can bring one to the table.
One table. Okay, one.
Bring me a starter.
I've got 11, by the way.
I know.
Yeah. Okay. So,
it's a dégustation.
Okay, I'll be. If some of these you've listeners will know about Butterkissed from St Luke's, the microwave. So, just quickly for the people who didn't see this, these are enormous. The moment when Phil and Darren obviously went into Rich and said, "Hey, do you know that a microwave is the same pro as a 48 sheet?" I think the gig was up, because it is. And on the right hand side it says reheated debates, steamy dramas, grilled celebs, comedy roasts. It's enjoy it with a Butterkissed. And I think this is just for what it is, seeing these things in very public spaces, digital out of home, of the Butterkissed cooking.
Yeah.
Regardless if you get here for the drama, I thought it was absolutely spectacular. Never seen anything like it before. So that was a big one for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's fine work. And obviously, Rich and his team at St Luke's have done some sterling work this year. Doubling down on last year's work. So yeah, the Butterkissed stuff is definitely up there. So I'll bring you something completely different then.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring you something from Netflix on the Sunset Strip. Netflix actually are a media owner as well in the US. They're not just an advertiser. They bought some perm boards up on the Sunset Strip in LA. And lots of the advertising that goes up in the Hollywood area is obviously for entertainment clients, and part of that is a glamour project for them. They have their talent and teams living in that space, so they seeing their own work up there is a great thing for people who create wonderful TV and film production. So yeah, I'm going to bring you the Adam Sandler film Leo, which had a double-faced billboard with it's a story of a chameleon basically, and their line was "Reach for your dreams." So they had 2 faces of a billboard across the carriageway, and the chameleon's tongue linked over the carriageway to the word Leo, which is the name of the film, and on the other side was a special build of the chameleon himself. So I think that it was a great piece. I think it was visually stunning, really simple, classic billboard stuff, but making 2 things work together. So I like it. Something a bit different.
Also, what would you when we put the link or PDF up? Because I watched all your links last night. They're really good. We should make sure hopefully everyone can see that, because some people won't know some of this work. Yeah,
they did a really good time lapse where they had these 2 cherry pickers joining the tongue pieces. So it's really nice.
What did you do at work today? I made a 50-foot tongue.
Yeah, exactly. Some of those conversations that we have in the office are just
we get very serious about it. Right, I'm going to bring you back down to London. IKEA and the big bag. So I was a bit annoyed we kept thinking of putting this on the socials, but I don't know, just time getting away from us. But it's fucking amazing. It's basically, they're redoing up the store. I don't know what I'm telling you, Dan, and instead of just having a facade, covered with, I suppose just generic advertising for the store, some bright spark. Well, it's Mother's credited. We don't know who it was, but they said, fuck it, make it one of those great big bags. Oh my God. It's just brilliant. Everywhere you look, everywhere you think about this, it's really, really clever. Yeah. Never seen anything like it before. I mean, what would that have? I don't know. All they've done is just drape down the handle, and everyone knows. So back at you, brother.
It's such a visually iconic piece, isn't it? When you we've all been there in IKEA, being dragged around IKEA. For me, in my case, pick up one of those bags on the way in, way out.
But then they start being used for the recycling.
Yeah.
They're good at.
Or football kit, in my case, like dragging kit around.
Okay.
There was also, on the IKEA train, there was also something, they'd done some great work in North America as well. There was they created a big bag, a big special build bag that people could walk around as well in Chicago.
Really? Okay. Didn't know that.
And then that in Canada as well. I think it was actually 2022, so it probably strictly can't be on here. But they turned people's apartments into pages from a physical page from a.
Do you know what? Can I just jump in? I've got a good DJ link. I could do one other one.
Yeah, go on.
So Vinteria is a selection of posters which are still up in Old Street. They're all over the underground, and I thought it was just a good link to go into them because they basically, Vinteria is the online marketplace for vintage furniture and homeware. And what they decided was have a go at IKEA. Brilliant headlines. You're better than Flat Pack. No Swedish meatballs, no instructions, no divorce. And stuff like that. And it was sort of, it just crept up. Several listeners said, Emma Brooke particularly said, why don't you put this up? I think it's really good writing. And I got in touch with the guys at the agency. The agency's called 10 Days. They're all ex-mother guys. They're all brilliant, I think. And their premise is if we will do the job in 10 days, which I think is really interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
It sort of fucks it for the rest of us. I've got an agency called 14 Days, so that's not going to work, is it?
I've got one called 98 Days.
But I thought a nice link there. I mean, I think some of the work I'm bringing is just classic headline billboardy poster stuff, but just very, very neat and observed. And some of the stuff on the orange chair.
All right. You want something classic? I will see your classic billboard logo pack shot.
Yeah.
But I'll give you one with no copy because I know it's going to frustrate you as a copywriter. However, it's great work. Difflam spray from earlier this year from VML. Yeah. They had a really nice piece of outdoor that was the kind of, what do they call it? It's it's a tickly throat spray, basically.
Oh, is that right? I was going to ask you. Yeah.
So it's a throat spray when you got a tickly throat, and they did some really lovely illustrations of the inside of your tonsils being tickled by some annoying little characters. No headline, just the spray. So there's these annoying characters tickling your tonsils.
I like this.
The spray.
I'm looking at it now. It's a great bit of model bit. I hope those are models, not fucking AI. But that's kind of classic Can. Got Can written all over it, that one.
I like it. But while we're hoping that they were models, I'll give you a second one on top of that from North America.
Yeah.
Super Bowl is the biggest thing in the US.
Yes.
It's the biggest sporting event. It's the biggest advertising event as well. As you know, the Super Bowl TV ads change hands for millions and millions and millions of dollars. So this year's Super Bowl was between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Philadelphia Eagles. And
you're into this more than me, aren't you?
I like the NFL. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I've really got into it over the last couple of years. Actually, it's
like rugby, isn't it? Just throwing a ball.
If this was a visual medium, you'd see what my face looked like when he said that. No, it's
the one where they're catching it with a helmet. It's not that.
Yeah, rugby, you can only toss the ball backwards. American football. It is a game. It's battle chess. There you go.
Joking.
That's what it is.
I'm only joking.
It's battle chess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a game of inches. If you want the full.
Right. Okay. I'm going to just back right. I'm going away from.
It's a game of inches. Yeah. But anyway, those lovely people at Kraft Foods, they did a lovely reactive campaign to the Philadelphia Eagles sadly losing the Super Bowl, around their comfort food of mac and cheese, an American staple. And so in downtown Philadelphia, they created this big piece of macaroni that gave the poor fans of Philly a hug. And so it's quite nice about the
Does it actually happen?
Food. Yeah.
How?
It hugs people.
I'm looking at that.
It's got a little blow-up thing that kind of you get in there and it kind of it triggers and it hugs
sweet.
you.
I need one of those most mornings.
Yeah, so I thought it was really nice. It's like a thing with comfort food, and the fact that Philadelphia was crying after losing the Super Bowl.
Hold on, this is now making you look like the special build king, and it's making me look like the fucking just a bunch of headlines.
I like to look at the.
No, I like special
as well.
builds as well. I just want everyone to know I've got the love for the special build.
Bring me a special build.
This is how we started this whole thing, but I thought we need to have more. Anyway. Right, okay, I'm not bringing this special build just yet. I'm going to bring you some more belting headlines. Mother seemed to be massively back on form. I remember when the new guy came in and set it up, and I was wondering how that was going to fare. And well, he was voted number one in Campaign's creative directors, whether people agree with that or not. But he certainly made an impression. And I think Uber,
yes,
just done some amazing work. Both the
Uber trains,
Uber trains, and the other thing. I don't know what the other thing is. Uber Eats and cars, but it's like the Robert De Niro thing is really, really well put together. But it's not no outdoor there. So the trains is brilliant on TV as well. But Dan and I. Thanks for slipping this one in. The very first one, I'm looking at Uber X, but it goes X.
Oh, that's my favourite one of the whole lot.
Yeah.
It's called the Clapham Junction Colossus or something like that. It's the biggest billboard in the country. It's super long.
Mega.
Yeah.
In fact, I saw that in a presentation we did the other day. So that's a nice starter, but they're all like, please meet your driver on platform 9. Drop-off location, Paris Gare du Nord. There's so many good ones.
It's so interesting because all of that, Uber is ubiquitous around the world as well. And that language is already in our vernacular. It's with us all the way through, right? So your driver will meet you, all of that stuff. The messages and pop-ups that you get. So it's great that they've turned those into
split your ride with 200 people.
Yeah.
Your driver is arriving in a blue Southwestern locomotive. I mean, you would say. It's a gift. Of course, you could get it right, but in a way, they've just got it exactly right. Didn't fuck around with it, trying to be too clever. The art direction's really sweet. The TV's brilliant. James Rouse shot that, so I think the request a 600-seater. It just goes on and on. So we like that one.
I'm going to bring you another one from. I think it was in India. I need to check actually. It was for Brook Bond Tea, Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
And they created this amazing. It made me think. We were looking at the XXXL long billboard, and this was a musical billboard that was powered by the rain.
Oh, yeah, I like this.
It was really nice, and there's a nice story behind it as well. I urge everyone to go and watch the film. It's from Ogilvy. And it's every time it rained, the billboard played this tune, and it was really sweet. I thought it was a nice piece of outdoor from
it's really nice. I'm working on a tea brand at the moment, and I could have haven't quite got that budget, but it's really nice. Yeah, it's lovely. I mean, again, when was that? Was that last year?
Yeah, it was this year, in 2023.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Just going through mine. So I'm going to actually jump in and do a topical one here.
Oh, yeah, go on.
From the guys at BNB. So the Lionesses played the World Cup final. It was earlier this year, wasn't it? I can't quite remember when.
Yeah, summer.
And obviously there are big opportunities these to do topical ads. St Luke's did quite a sweet one for Heathrow again. St Luke's getting in there again. But I think this was our favourite and did incredibly well on socials. It was for Breast Cancer Now. And it's just got an overhead shot of the pitch where it's just got the round circle of where the kickoff is to look like a breast. And there's just a little kind of faint shadow on one side of it. And the line says, "We can beat more than just Spain today." So it's just talking about, curing breast cancer or trying to. And I know that the guys have done a brilliant campaign, Breast Cancer Now. Matt was telling them how they did it. It's all on social, created WhatsApp groups. Absolutely phenomenal work. But this is one of the first sort of pieces of outdoor we've been able to feature. So, really, really loved it. It's a lovely tone to it as well, just really delicate. They could have just, I don't know, they could have messed this up, but it's just lovely. It's really
nice.
Really
just
nice
a little worn area of the pitch. It's nice.
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's really clever. And they just took away the goals and everything, so you're just focusing on the centre. So that's
I like that. Well. It's very nice. I'll talk about maybe what's happened in Las Vegas, because everyone's talking about it in our industry at the moment.
Sport.
sport. Well, the Sphere.
So go on. Yeah,
Sphere,
I'm trying to get a link to football
in general. Oh yeah, sorry, the link. Sorry, I have to do what you like that.
Like a link.
Don't you?
Yeah.
I'll take one ball and turn it into a massive ball in the Sphere in Vegas. So the Sphere is one of the biggest innovations I think we've seen in the digital out-of-home space globally. If you haven't seen it, it's this massive venue that's entirely covered in an LED screen on the inside and outside. So I think you two have got a residency there. You've probably seen videos on your news feeds from people inside, which it's just incredible. It's a huge canvas. No. But on the outside, this thing is a creative opportunity for brands to play on. And the first thing that went, I don't know if it was the first campaign on there, but it was definitely the first one that went viral, which is why I've chosen it, because there have been quite a few since. Xbox have been on there and PlayStation and all sorts of others. But it was for something for the Summer League, the NBA's Summer League, which is, maybe it's the NCAA, not the NBA. No, it is the NBA.
It's the NBA, I think.
And they turned this Sphere into a big basketball, and it kind of spun and turned around. And you can see this thing from all over Las Vegas. It really is it's the new, at the top of the pyramid, they have a big, the pyramid in Las Vegas, they have a big spotlight that goes up into it's the new shiny icon of Vegas. And obviously there are lots of shiny icons of Vegas, but this is phenomenal. And it's a great canvas to play on as well. Yeah, it's frightfully expensive to,
I imagine. It's brilliantly rendered though. I'm looking at it now. I mean, if ever there was a sort of, a surface, a texture for this basketball, it just looks so well done.
It's just fun, it's a fun thing, and you know what it is, and you know what it's for as soon as you look at it.
I mean, the mind boggles that I kind of like you going, right, every conceivably round product.
Snow globes, everything, right? It's going to be
M&Ms, it's all going to
and
be
think that there's been a couple of kind of anamorphic things on there as well recently, which has been quite nice.
It's very cool.
But while we're on that train of kind of something international, I threw in there right at the last minute actually something I saw for the Spider-Man 2 game release from our friends down under. I'm not going to do an Australian accent,
no,
mate.
Pathetic.
Which was great. It was a truck that looked like it had been caught up in Spider-Man's webs, and they created a whole piece of street theatre out of it as well. So normally with these things, you find brand ambassadors kind of knocking around, giving people discount coupons and all that kind of stuff. Well, for this one, they had, if you find the videos online, there's some really funny ones. They had actors dressed as police officers who were trying to get to the bottom of this case.
Is that right?
And they were questioning people who were kind of looking and taking photos, and staying in character as well. So I thought it was a really fun way to get people involved in it, stopping people taking photos. Have you seen what happened? Questioning people, all that kind of stuff. And it was definitely kind of Disney Park-esque in that respect. Yeah. It's a great immersive entertainment as well as being.
They definitely do that better though outside of Britain. I mean, I think the Marmite exploding lid, and we do some quite well.
We do some great special. I think it's just the theatre around it, and I think that's something that all of our creative industry here and in the US and in all of the developed out-of-home markets is phenomenal, but it doesn't stop at the creation of a billboard or a special build like this. There are other things you can do around the outside to just get that story out there, and that's certainly the social side of these builds has been brilliant.
I'm going to I like that. I love the Spider-Man thing. I'm not a Spider-Man fan, but I can still love that stunt. I think it's lovely. I'm going to bring you back to a more classic British campaign. This was overlooked by us, so this is an apology from us this year to Andy and Rich, and then I worked on this at Adam and Eve. It's for Pot Noodle.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, it's really good, and I think it did well in Cannes. I think it got a couple of lions. Anyway, so it's as simple as nothing fills a hole like Pot Noodle, and they've just literally found holes everywhere. So there's classic, holes in the road. There's a hole on a crazy golf course. There's a hole in a bird cage, a bird box. There's one in the ceiling at work. There's a washing machine. They're just so well done. They remind me of the sort of classic, I don't know, Tango-esque type advertising.
Yeah.
Just super simple, bang on target market. You know, there's no frills here. There's no sort of sophistication. But in a weird way, they are quite well. They're very knowingly shot, and the product.
Nothing fills a hole like pot noodle.
Yeah,
It's
I think
great line.
my daughters would love this. That they eat that stuff like it's gonna. We do eat healthy food as well, by the way, at home.
I don't like a pot noodle. I like. We have the Nissin ones. I quite like those.
Oh, I know the pots.
Yeah, they're nice.
Actually, while I'm on a roll, I'm going to go for another one because it's a food-based thing, completely different.
Oh yeah, okay.
But I'm going to go for a bit of flora plant butter.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, we like.
I judged this at the Creative Circle.
Oh yeah,
as well. Yeah.
Did it do anything?
There was lots of debate around it. I'm pretty sure it won a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the one that kicked it off, the one we liked the most, was there it goes plant and then the arrow to the product, flora plant butter. Then it goes plant and then it goes to the whole intestines of a cow and cow butter, and then it says skip the cow. So the whole premise is, you know, don't do the cow. I
like the. At what point did we decide milking this was the least weird? Because there are other things. Yeah. Spider, horse, dolphin. Dog.
Yeah. I think there's a cockroach in there.
There's a cockroach and there's a cat in there as well, and a camel.
I mean, and you had more sort of straightforward things, but more sort of, you know, just, I don't know, more on strat, I suppose. We had this mad idea not to put the plants through a cow. From plant to toast without that weird cow bit.
Skip the cow.
It's very good. It's very clear. And there's something about... It's classic.
Okay, food-based then.
Go for it. Food-based, buddy.
Food-based. Did you see that McDonald's thing during the heat wave? Topical ad?
Yeah, that's another one we missed that. Well done for bringing that in. When was it? Was it just like a topical thing?
I don't know. Do you know what? We need to find out where it was actually posted, because I believe it was a UK thing.
I know it's Leo's UK. I read that.
Leo's UK, but the picture that I've got of it is not UK.
Oh, okay.
So that looks like a mock-up that's been done and shared out, but
if you're hungry, you can have a mince pie.
Did you hear my stomach?
Yeah, sorry,
Did you hear my stomach?
Mr. Jones in Portsmouth.
I'm waiting for my mince pie for the top three.
I just want to crack one. I
just want to pull my cracker.
Go on, let's pull one now. Come on, mate. We've only got less than 40 minutes. Oh, you bastard! Lost that one. I lose this from going home. Yeah, got it. Right. Sorry, I interrupted you. Carry on there, Dan.
So yeah, the McDonald's melting milkshake one.
Yeah.
I thought was great. I think it was simple. Obviously, they've had a little bit of a trend of doing their trimmed logo, so everyone knows the golden arches. You don't need to show the entire M. But it looked like a still from a melting milkshake with the strawberry milkshake dripping down the side of the cold cup, which I thought was really nice.
Incredibly confident, isn't it?
And while we're on that drinks thing, this was one I found only a few weeks ago, actually, and it was in research for a brief that we're doing. A wine brand put a billboard on a deserted island with underneath the billboard is a bottle. Fuse taking photo. Festive
you need to
photos.
put your hat on.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry. No, keep going. You can talk and put a hat on.
A wine brand built a billboard on a deserted island, and underneath it, they put a bottle and a corkscrew and a glass, and their headline is "Meant to be discovered." He actually just took a photo mid-sentence. So they've built a billboard literally on a deserted island. And if you find it, you get a bottle of wine. It's really nice.
It's a major on the film. It must have been a drone shot, right?
It must have been, yeah.
When I was first looking at it, I was thinking, bloody advertisers ruining things like that. And then I started thinking, no, there is a sense of logic in you discover a wine.
Yeah.
You know, and apparently it's been made over there for years. So, you know, it's sweet.
I thought it was really sweet.
Well, in the world of consuming things, this is such a good link. I'm going to go from wine to wine gums.
Oh, yeah, I like that.
Fuck.
Yeah, you're good.
We should get paid for this shit.
Yeah, we
should. Maynard's, VCP, we had the lovely Dave Masterman on this year. Dave was a joy. Dave was the most organised guest we'd ever had. He was doing decks on top of our decks.
Yeah.
Slightly scary.
I'll send you variants.
Yes. And also special
version 1_final.
Yeah. Also quick mentions, Dave. See you in Waitrose aisle 8. The usual date before Christmas, hopefully. our celebs will be there. Only Dan and I know about this. So Set the Juice Loose. I fucking love these. I don't know if they've been lauded enough. I think Campaign put them as number one, which is good, but it's been very quiet otherwise. But basically, they're just massive shots of the wine gums, and there's people about to burst them to set the juice loose. So in one of them, there's an archer, but they're all beautifully done as like a little model of the archer, and it's just so stripped back. Just the visual and the line, nothing else.
It was a nice campaign. There were variants around. You saw the different scenes and stuff. It was great. Yeah, it was really good.
Really simple, and it was a nice move on. They did the very big ones before, where they were literally huge wine gums all over the country. I think that was. They were still Set the Juice Loose, but it was a slightly different vibe. So these are really, really sweet.
Okay, well, we're talking about a campaign with lots of different variants. I'm going to see your wine gums and raise them with Barbie.
Oh, yeah.
Barbie, as a marketing stunt, global marketing stunt, to paint the world pink, July 21st was their release date. They started with lots of different teaser campaigns and... we did a huge global campaign for it to kind of tease the release of the film, but it really got picked up, and I think they ran with it harder than Warner Brothers, harder than they've ever run with anything before, and I actually think they've set themselves a little benchmark for Wonka to lead, actually, is that, it started with Barbie and now it's gone to Wonka. They've really doubled down on the Wonka creativity, which is good. Some major releases coming next year from them as well, which I think they'll continue to embrace the outdoor space. But Barbie was a turning point for them, I think. And I think that my favourite piece was the pink billboard. It was just a pink billboard with July 21st on it. It was just a really, really sweet thing. No Barbie logo, nothing. It's just, we're going to paint the world pink.
It's just amazing. There's a quote I picked out from your article. It's so strong that a blank billboard with only the colour and date on it meant people knew exactly what it was advertising. I mean, how is that possible? You just know.
All of the small things they did as well, like renaming Barbican Station, brilliant. Yeah. They did some CGI stuff for the first time where Big Barbie looked like she was coming to life. There were even at the what would be a red carpet event, there was a pink carpet. They really did get people going, and people, wearing pink on the day, going to, if you see people in the summer, they were wearing pink, they were going to see Barbie. So I think it was just a great piece of marketing, and it all started out of home. So I think that's a big thing for them to do, to embrace out of home in such a way that they got a movement going.
Do you know how them and Oppenheimer got together and it exploded, the poster? Do you remember there was the pink? And then it gets burnt down because it's Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
So it's called Barbenheimer.
I don't know.
Anyway, okay, that was something maybe our listeners can tell us about. But yeah, I think Barbie was. I'm gonna take us right down to a very small sound-based campaign from Specsavers. But actually Specsavers, but not about specs, but about hearing. And this was from John and Bertie, who came on from the agency in-house at Specs. And so the line is the sound of the garden sprinkler rediscovered with the help of our hearing experts. So each poster evoked sound from everyday life. So this would be so that actually sounds like someone's headphones on the tube, but that's meant to be my interpretation of the garden sprinkler. This is the sound of it opening a drink. It's not bad. And then this is tip tap plunk plink plink plonk plonk plink. So that's the sound of the rain on the top of the adshels. So there's loads of them, and they're brilliant. They're brilliantly art directed. They're very evocative. They're very stripped back. They look like a million mile. They look for every cent in themselves a Specsavers ad. They couldn't be for anything else. The lovely white with the green logo. I just thought they were really fresh, really different. You could do so many slightly shit things about hearing, insulting people.
Great works, really simple. Yeah. It's, you can get it straight away as well.
Yeah.
So it kind of reminds me, do you remember the Google campaign with it was kind of,
what do you call it? Google Speak, is it?
Speak, yeah. And it was done for local accents.
That's right.
So understanding
football score.
Birmingham, and burger.
That's a very good point, actually. I like that campaign.
Yeah.
It's really, really
very
sweet.
good.
Yeah, we had that. I think we featured that quite some time back. Okay, I'm over to you, sir.
What about Minute Maid from the US this year? Minute Maid is a orange juice. Special build.
Yeah, that was sweet.
Yeah, it's very nice. Let the vitamin D in, and it was a blank billboard with the middle cut out so you could see the sunshine.
Wouldn't work in England, obviously.
Let the rain in.
Yeah, let it rain loads. I think that was called out by our friends at FCB New York.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very good.
Well, I'll do another quick one. P&O Ferries publicist Poke. This feels like ages ago now, but it was only this year. But again, just a lovely sort of knocking campaign. The tunnel has a great view if you're into concrete, P&O Ferries. So it's just, talking about the joy of getting on a ferry in the open air.
Second entry, using a mobile media truck in their creative.
Yeah,
so
they're not dead.
Charlie Pounds, if you're out there, hello. He's the guy who runs the
Hey, Charlie.
media trucks.
I'll see you. See you when I see you. 100 times more legroom than a first-class airline seat. I mean, it's brilliant. It's just very, very well-written lines. A clean art direction. There's nothing not to like here. Thank you.
Did you see those Audible special builds?
Fuck me, they were special.
They're really nice.
Mental. How do they? I mean, how much money is being spent on that?
But they're so sweet. They're giving you the kind of synopsis of the book, I guess, and kind of the special build elements are specific to those builds. So a really nice campaign for Audible.
What's the one where the bit's cut out and it reveals? Does it reveal a load of money hidden in the billboard?
This is the story of that lunch break when you found out someone had stolen your crisp banknotes and gold bars in the biggest heist in British history.
Right, yeah.
So a hole had been cut out, and you could see the inside of a vault with all of the stuff.
Yeah, I really like them. It's a great sort of tease thing to encourage people to listen. I suppose I'm a bit more. I'm not an Audible person. Are you?
No, I'm not an Audible person,
really?
But it's nice. The ideas are there. Make you read something to make you listen to something. It's good. I'm
going to do a bit of Marmite now. There's been so many brilliant campaigns on Marmite still going after all those years. When Richard Flint and Andy McLeod came up with a line. This one is about newborns, and it's called the baby scan. So, lover or hater, what are you expecting? So, actually, for reals. Got expectant mothers and asked them if they could scan the child and see if after somehow, I'm now getting too deep into this, I don't quite understand. How would they know? Did they eat some, I suppose they ate Marmite.
Yeah, eat Marmite, goes through the umbilical cord, there you go.
There you go, thanks. Phew, thank God you're here, Dan. Phew. And
biology lesson as well.
The scans are brilliant because they're basically like either the child is smiling or looking disgusted. I do have to mention here that Shish Patel did a campaign quite a few years prior to this. It was slightly different, but I wanted to mention Shish because he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And he had a very funny take on it. But I think this took it maybe a bit further because the tech has moved on. So you could actually take part. You could go and you really get involved. But that was a really lovely campaign.
All right, I'm going to give you an "and finally" from my list then.
It's like the news. Yeah.
And finally, in Massapequa, New York.
Yeah, go on.
Something I saw and it kind of made me chuckle. It was "Find Your Voice" of Love Honey, the campaign. It was an image of a hand gripping the bed sheets, and the headline says "Scream Your Own Name," which I thought was quite cool. But it's a little sex shop.
Yeah.
So I thought it was good.
It's a bit too close to home for me, that one. Okay.
I've had quite a few people call you. Oh no, I can't say that on air.
So we're going to talk about St. Luke's again now. I think St. Luke's, Uncommon, Mother have been our three most prolific agencies this year. I think BBH have done good work, so apologies if it's not all in there. There was a very sweet Tesco mobile spot we had on the socials the other day, but I think St. Luke's, particularly Heathrow, really amazing work. Great. Just even in like the last 18 months or even year, I don't even know if it's been going a year, but this use of graphic patterns coming from Heathrow. So the first one is a snow slope taking you to Lyon, Geneva, or Innsbruck. But then it goes on. There's places like Luxor, Cairo. It's just really well put together. The best trips start here. Then there's one in China, I think. So it's going to Shenzhen or Xi'an. It just goes on and on. I really hope they keep doing this because it is a belter, and I think it can only get better.
Yeah, very nice.
That's my penultimate one. Sorry, and there's one more. Oh yeah, B&Q again. This is Uncommon. I think Uncommon, just amazing. The standards thing. We haven't got BA in here, but it's nothing to do with nothing really against them or anything. It's just last year's was amazing. Just been different work this year, but the BA work from them was great. There's also Hiscox we haven't put in. That was lovely. There's JD with the bag, the double-sided adshel, and we've got B&Q, which was James Day we featured on the pod. This was the summer, so it was a sausage sat on the phone as if it's a grill, and then there's a little bird drinking from a little sort of a bird pool, which is the phone again, and it's all about gardens, easier with 1 hour click and collect, beautifully rendered. Uncommon really are one of the most consistently brilliant agencies out there for outdoor, which is great for us. So
big year for them as well, investment, and expansion.
Yeah, and we were going to do the BA special. So Nils and anyone else at Uncommon, if you're listening, we're going to have to put that back to January, where we come over hopefully and tell the entire story because it's one worth telling. But Dan and I have just got a bit too busy. Well,
you have.
That's so mean. Right,
right. So we have the long list.
Oh, can I just do one other thing?
Yeah.
There's a thing I didn't tell you about, which is in it. It's called the People's Poster Award.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, I thought we could give a little award outside of me and you.
Based on likes?
On likes. So, because I totted them all up the other night because I literally haven't got a like.
Oh, you're fucking sad.
I didn't tot them up. They're all there. But I thought I went through and I thought it'd be interesting to see what's. I mean, look, people can only like what's put out there, so we haven't put.
That's
everything
just a
out
popularity contest. That's not fair.
Yeah, exactly. So like we didn't put the IKEA bag up, so that's not on there. So
yeah,
it's kind of our fault a bit. So we could mention it or
the people's choice.
Just and there's 124,000 likes. Was
they do them in thousands. So when you like something, it's worth 1,000.
Mate, if you're not sin, we've got like literally we're up to millions. So I think we could very quickly go in reverse order. It was Marmite, Heathrow, Maynard's, Flora, Specsavers, Heathrow, B&Q. He's Coming Home, which was sort of more last year. Vinteria, P&O, BA Check-In, which is another Uncommon campaign, very funny, people's faces blurring. Yep. Breast Cancer Now, but the actual winner was Buttkissed with the most likes.
That tells me that Rich has got all of his crew following us and liking the shit out of everything. Well done, Rich. Good work.
Yeah.
Good work.
No,
People's Choice Award goes to Buttkissed.
Yeah, Buttkissed.
Right, well so before I get a mince pie,
yeah.
What did Santa say after returning to the North Pole?
I'm exhausted. This freelance lark is killing me. No.
There's no place like home.
Oh, God, that's good. Did you write that yourself?
No, I came out of your crappy.
Okay, what did the tomato... Oh, God. Fucking hell. Are they still doing this? Why did the tomato blush?
Go on.
Because it saw the salad dressing. How's that to do with Christmas? That's like 1972. I wrote that.
Is that when you bought these crackers?
Okay, trivia. The province of Calabria is at the southernmost tip of which country? Italy. Yes, brilliant.
How many people have already walked on the moon?
10.
12.
Oh, is that? Sorry, I thought it was a joke.
No.
That's not bad, is it? 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, that was fun. I'm going to get a mince pie.
So what we're going to do, listeners, is try and not have a fight and decide what our top... I always thought top fives, like top 5 films, but people then go top 3. Top 3 is ridiculous. I think we should go top 5.
Okay.
Top 20. You're looking a little bit... Not sure about that.
No, top 5. Let's go top
Maybe.
5. Yeah.
Fuck.
All right, let's agree.
Should we go...
This could get ugly.
I think Barbie. I'm just going to sort of jump around a bit.
I would go Barbie at 5. I'm happy with Barbie at 5.
I wasn't going to put it at 5. I was going to go, let's get to our top 5. and then vote.
Oh, and then order them. Okay.
Maybe. So
Yeah,
I'd put
cool.
Barbie in top 5.
Yeah, I think should we drag an order on this on your deck?
Yeah.
Or should we just write a note?
I mean, I think one thing you could do as a sort of, I don't know, you go...
No, let's get the 5 and then let's put them in the order.
But you might go, I'm trying to sort of my mental brain going, right, what I'd have to want to put it on my website, or I'd have to want to have done it. You know, as a prerequisite to judging it.
Yeah.
So on that,
I mean, that's how we judge all awards. Like, would that go in your portfolio? Would you be proud of that work? And it's like
and is it pushing? Yeah, not necessarily pushing it on, because it doesn't. You know, in the furious face of like, you know, evolution, it still has to be a good idea.
No, but like rewarding good work for reasons. It can be art direction. It could be placement. It could be scale. It could be innovation. There are lots of different benchmarks for success, and I think that Barbie is in there because of not just one format, not just one single billboard. It's an out-of-home shift for a huge film client spending a ton of money on their marketing campaign and also getting the rewards for that at the box office. So they did some simple billboards, they did some name takeovers, they did some incredible digital out-of-home, they did some big CGI stuff, they did some incredible social and backed it up with all the TV advertising. So yeah, Barbie's in the top 5.
Right, it's gone quiet over here because I've sort of done my top 5.
Okay, so I'm gonna put in. I think Maynard's has to be in the top 5.
Yeah, I wanted to put in. I want to put in IKEA, the bag, because it's just like nothing I've ever seen before, and it's brilliantly branded. It's a great use of those sort of builds, those scaffolding build things. And I think it's just outdoor at its fucking best. It's like, it's just not really a particular shape.
I'll tell you why it has to be in there.
Tell me.
Because I'm fed up of seeing the fake shit all over my timelines where you put on a fucking North Face jacket onto Big Ben and the Eiffel Tower.
Oh my God, that's why it should be fucking winning.
Yeah.
It's twats like mocking things up.
I've got a big thing about this, like, and Maybelline. You know, there's some great work out there, and don't get me wrong, CGI has its place. It's a social piece. It's a but it's certainly jumping on the fact that could it be possible to make it viral? So could it be possible in the out-of-home space? So the Maybelline thing, we got so many phone calls on. I'm like, it's fake, guys. Come on, you can't put that on a train.
Yes. Yeah.
And the North Face one was done really well. You know, big North Face puffer jacket on Big Ben. Who's not going to like that and laugh at it and share it? It's great. It's doing well on social and it's fun. But IKEA actually did that. They built, you know, there was a big blue banner and they went, well, let's just put our big handbag carrier on it.
I read some quote about it from someone. Shops need people to go back to the West End. You know, and so what better demonstration than putting a big bag, you know, get them to come in and do it, you know, and I suppose that rather than just having some sort of generic message, you know, some opening soon or some, you know, 9 out of 10 times that would happen to go, but to you know, you look at those spaces and you go, fucking hell, that was a waste. Why don't you put something out there? Something to entertain us as we're walking by.
I think the disappointing thing is that generally comes down to budget.
Yeah, okay.
They would go, I can't afford to project onto the walkie-talkie building, so I'll just mock it up on a CGI piece and make it look like I did. And I think that's pretty sad, is that you could have created an event and done something and had people experience it for real.
And also you are going to get more, because it's not a traditional advertising space, they'll give you more points for PR. They'll do something for you. If you go, hey, we did this amazing poster, it's a still standard 48 sheet under that bridge somewhere in Shoreditch or whatever. I was going to bring in the dome.
I don't think it sits in my top 5.
Fuck, okay. Fuck you then. Top 6. Why?
I like it as because really, you know, it's just a media format, and it's. I think I put it in there because it's shaken up the industry. And it's exciting because it's a fucking massive circular screen, you know.
Okay. Okay, so at the moment we got,
but I just don't think creatively we've seen anything that is worthy of a BTB award yet. And while the basketball was cool and it was great, it's visible, it kind of did what it was supposed to do. I don't think it's an award.
So at the moment we've got IKEA bag, Barbie, wine gums. So I've got two others which I think I can only have one of. So it's Uber or pot noodle.
I think Uber over pot noodle, I'm afraid.
Don't forget pot noodles done by Andy and Rich and the guys I'm working with. So
yeah, I know.
Politically, I'm not going to get a beer off those guys.
I mean, you could buy them a beer and say sorry. You could do it the other way around.
Well, last year, because they did the last photo and they bumped out by a yogurt. So that'll be 2 years running.
Oh, I mean, they're going to be fuming, aren't they?
Andy and Rich, apologies, lads.
I'm sure they'll feel better when they win at Cannes for it.
Yeah, I'm sure this isn't going to ruin their career somehow. Okay, let's go Uber, if you want.
Yeah, I think Uber. So we have space for one more.
One more. Let's have a look. I'm just going to scroll. This is not the epitome of great podcasting. Man scrolls through deck. Go on. Okay, Dan.
Need a hug, Philly.
Yeah. What are you going to say? You just needed a hug.
Need a hug, Philly. It's a lovely, sweet piece of out of home, and I think it's topical because it was about the Super Bowl and the defeat, and I don't know. It's that whole. It's, as I say, mac and cheese, American comfort food.
Okay.
Really simple headline, doing its job.
Okay. Localized. Can we have a tie for fifth? With another.
Well, it's a top five, so you can't tie. It's not fifth.
1, 2. No, but the fifth will be equal fight.
So basically, top six.
Well, no, I was just thinking the BM, the breast thing is so good.
It is,
and it's a topical thing. Whether you, I don't know. I mean, I'm cool. I do. I'm just looking again. I love Heathrow. But I'm not sure if it's going to top 5. McDonald's, the drip, but I don't know. I'm just a bit dubious about where it was.
Yeah, I haven't seen an actual image of it yet.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff tickling the back of the throat is good, but I don't know. It feels
it's sweet.
A bit like you've seen a lot of those winning at Cannes.
Yeah.
Right.
They'll win in the craft awards categories. Sadly,
IKEA bag, Barbie, wine gums, Uber, hug/breast.
Hug a breast. Come on.
It's 2023. Or neither. Top 4, top 5. That's okay. We can have those top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, when we do the thing on socials, we'll have them all out there, and then we'll.
Yeah, you can, and we'll allow people to give their own top 5s by commenting on our post and prove us wrong. This is not a dictatorship.
No. But then we could just leave it out and go, "That's our top 5 of the year," or are we going to choose one? Top 3.
I think we need to choose one.
Okay.
As our shining light.
Well, I think it's either IKEA, Barbie, or wine gums, isn't it? Because I think Uber and Hug we liked, but they're kind of towards the other end.
Yeah.
It's awkward, isn't it? Because wine gums is a brilliantly traditional campaign, great execution. Barbie is just fucking mind-blowingly simple, and it was of this year. IKEA bag is just one of the greatest uses of out of home this year. Probably I don't know how much cost.
Okay, let's be,
and it's not faked either.
Let's be controversial then. Let's go campaign of the year.
Oh, here we go. Oh,
and outdoor ad of the year.
So campaign can be wine gums. No, Uber. Oh Christ.
Barbie.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, okay, yeah. I was thinking Barbie as a 1.
Barbie for the. This is the same as we did on BA as just how the depth of formats and styles.
But do you think Barbie had enough outdoor to justify that?
It was all outdoor.
Okay,
they spent all of their money on outdoor, which is great.
Okay, campaign of the year, Barbie, wine gums, Uber. No. Yeah, okay.
In silver and bronze, yeah. But I think.
Oh, okay. I like what you're doing there.
I think as an execution, for me, it's wine gums, set the juice loose, and I would go for the Archer one.
Right. Yeah, I'm agreeing on that.
That would be my top 1, I think.
Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry, I'm just writing this in my phone so I remember it.
Well, you can just listen back, dummy.
Mate, that's way too easy. I wonder then whether the IKEA bag is our single of the year.
Oh no, I think
So
I don't think Wine Gums needs to work as the three. It can be. I think the Archer one is the strongest of the three.
Okay, I thought you were going campaign of the year.
Campaign of the year is Barbie.
Oh, and then silver and bronze.
No.
Gums. Oh, you mean like generally?
I think Wine Gums is the best poster I've seen this year.
Okay, I would go. Oh fuck! I would go campaign of the year Barbie, and then I would go. Well, if you want to be kind to everyone, no one loses here. But you could go. IKEA the bag is the best stunt of the year.
Okay, yeah. We'll go with that.
And then I would say Wine
We're
Gums.
giving out 3 awards this year. It's going to cost us a fortune. Sorry,
no, I'm going to have to make a few more of those BTB statues.
I gave away the final T-shirt the other day from Cannes.
Oh, God. Right,
to Ben Fishlock, if you're listening, Ben.
Oh, yeah. I like Ben. He always does nice things, doesn't he?
Yeah, fan of the show.
Good writer.
He's chuffed. He wore it back to front now. So.
Yeah. Well,
he's not that smart.
Blame the designer, yeah. So I got IKEA stunt of the year, campaign of the year Barbie, and then Wine Gums Archer as single.
Archer, what do you think about of the three?
Yeah, I think that's fair enough because the top 5, Uber's in the top 5 with Hug and Breast. So I think I'm good on that.
Yeah?
Yeah. So people are going to find this out when we release this. So I'm just being really thick, trying to get my head around it. So when we trail...
You're not going to tell people when you trail,
it's like living with... It's like some old man.
Senile old man.
I'm fucking tired, dude. Honestly, I'm so tired.
It's hard working 5 days a week, isn't it?
Wait a minute. Can I just say 5
6 days
in the office, Dan? We go in the office every day. Not sitting at home pretending to look after things.
Wow.
Styling it.
Wow. Wow, you've done it for 4 weeks and you think you're a big professional.
Fucking 8. We've got 3 more on the other side.
Oh, yeah, great. Extended into January as well. Look at that.
Anyway, everything will be back to normal after that. Okay, well, look, I've got to say, thank you for that homage at the beginning. I felt really slightly, quite emotional about that. I feel exactly the same. It's great fun being here with you. It is honestly one of the best parts of my week, or every other week. So yeah, long may it continue, and have a great Christmas yourself.
Yeah, you too. What are you doing? Tell our listeners they can all follow you.
Yeah,
they can both follow you.
Well, you can follow my personal if you want. It's mostly just going around seeing rallies up north for the Christmassy bit, but I'm probably
drinking
out and about. What about you?
Are you going to go sober Christmas?
January. Going to do 3.
Sober January.
Yeah, January, February, March.
Oh yeah, in the run up to another big swim.
Yeah, look out, pools of London. Here comes a monster.
Here comes a monster.
What about you?
Who's going to be so happy that he's not working for 5 days a week?
I love working. It's just trying to fucking keep up. Have you ever worked with... Yeah, I'm just last word to Johnny Forsyth at Neverland, because Johnny really is.
He's keeping you on the we right?
He's like Johnny. He's a force.
Run faster.
He's a force. I love working with him. Johnny, much love, mate. Thanks for having me.
We are going to have a wholesome family Christmas.
Yes,
stay in pajamas all day, I reckon. Is
nice.
The plan.
Wayne Rooney, he wears pajamas, doesn't he?
Does he?
You're going to take?
I don't know.
You can have photos of the Dawson family.
Should I invite him over?
No, they do that thing, don't they? Like, hello. Anyway, so we say thank you again to each other. Thanks again to Soho Radio. Thanks to Talon, of course.
A special thank you to Rachel. She's listening.
Hello, Rachel.
She's there. But yeah, she's on.
Can't speak because it'll interrupt the.
Our tech here at Soho Radio. But yeah, she's been.
And so we'd see each other. And just like, as we said.
I can't believe we're not having a beer.
No.
Well, we had to do this early in the morning, and we have to be out of here in 10 minutes, otherwise Rachel's really going to hurt us.
Keep the messages coming in, and any people you want featured on the show, please offer up. We've had a few. We need diversity on the show, so we really want a mix of people. So any hints or people you can link into us. And
you don't have to be here in London. We can Zoom you in.
Yeah.
If you're listening from our far-flung places around the world, then do get in touch, because we'd love to have.
And I'll once put a request out for Helen Rhodes, BBH. We must have you, Helen. I can't write again. I'm beginning to feel lonely. But yeah, Helen's done so much great work that we really want her on at some point. And I'll leave that there.
Cool.
All right, mate. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
See ya.